What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Podcast, episode 260. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
We're really not sure about what to choose here on this button with Adam. Sorry, I got to squeak the chair tonight, guys.
No, you're good.
I'm using my headset mic this time and not my webcam. Let's go, you know?
So, sounds like you're coming in good, though.
Well, the last time I used on the OBS, it was using my damn. I knew I heard it beep at one point. I was like, why did my headset just beep?
Yeah.
That's why. But anyway, we watched The Box. I just hit a lick with
Yeah.
The Box.
This is fucking season 2. No, this is episode 2 of the Richard Kelly, like 3-week month.
Yeah.
Like it's a February month.
Yeah.
But
I've got a confession to make, guys. I clearly did not pay attention to this movie the first time I watched it.
I know, right?
Because by the time this movie was over, I was like, "What the ever
I was
loving
like, I
fuck
don't even
am I
remember some of
watching?"
this shit happening.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
It has
Yeah.
been a long time, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, 15 years?
But I mean, what a great way for a simple plot to work, you know?
Well, I also watched, this is based off of a short story for Twilight
Yeah.
Zone.
Yeah, Richard Matheson, right?
1986 episode called Button Button. So I watched it earlier.
Yeah.
Found it on YouTube. It's a 19-minute short. So all that happens is guy shows up. He's got the button. It's the classic, she hates her life. Her husband's out there working on the car. He's got a stutter,
Yeah.
Dude leaves a button. He's like, I'll give you $200,000. You push this button, somebody you don't know will die. And then she's just sitting there staring at the button all the time. And the dude's freaking out. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And then she does it and gets the money, and the guy leaves, and it's over.
Yeah.
So this whole movie was based off of that.
Yeah.
I mean, the embellishment was good. And
Yeah.
I mean, it also proved too that Matheson's stuff is, I mean, maybe I'm wrong here, but I feel like Matheson's an underrated writer. Because
I
you
agree.
see people like Stephen King getting tons of praise, and
Yeah.
other like Neil Gaiman, other people who've made a living writing very odd stories.
Yeah.
They're all great writers in their own respect, but Matheson was kind of an OG, I would say.
Yeah.
The author of this story is, the same guy that gave us I Am Legend.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely
Stir of Echoes.
Yeah.
Like,
Ooh.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a lot better this go around than it was the first. I guess it's because of just older age and everything, man. But I found
Yeah.
myself having a really good time watching this movie. I think it was about the 1 hour mark, or at least whenever they started peeling back the layers of Arlington Stewart's character
Yeah.
and kind of revealing a little more what he is or was or might be.
Yeah.
I just kind of sat there just mouth breathing for that whole little scene that goes down,
Yeah. It's I love how, because I went to the theaters to watch this, and I've watched it a couple of times since then, and it's one of those films that, like, you kind of pick it apart, more and more each time that you watch it, of course, and you see more and more hooks, more and more. It's not overly complicated by any stretch of the
No.
imagination, right? But at the same time, like, the how low key they keep less is more. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like the whole less is more thing, they really take that to heart. And because it's like my employers, and then it's like, oh, he got struck by lightning, and then he's like, that one sequence where he's like, this is a test to see if
Yeah.
he says something along the lines to see if your race or if your species is worth saving or something like, you know what I mean?
Speeding up extinction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And like that, it's little stuff like that, and I enjoyed it this time more, of course, than the previous times because life experience,
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. You kind of look at things a little bit differently because when I watched it the first time because it came out, what, 2007,
8.
2006, 2008?
9.
Yeah. Okay. So it came out in 2009. So in 2009, I would have been 19,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, yeah, fuck everybody. I'm pressing the button.
Yeah.
And now you look
Yeah.
at it through the lens of like, yeah, but, we could press the button, but what's going to happen? Like,
Yeah.
how there's going to be some type of fallout. This isn't going to work out the way that you think it's going to work out. And that's, exactly what they show you,
Yeah. I mean, as soon as you press the button, you put yourself in the hat to be one of the people that's going to get killed. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
so, and he
Well,
didn't lie though. He's like, we're going to give it to somebody that you don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, he just told you.
Yeah.
Well, whenever everything comes full circle at the end, I got like super fucking Wishmaster vibes.
Yeah.
Like they got what they wanted, but then it just came to bite them in the fucking ass.
Yeah.
Big time.
Oh yeah.
You notice, even with the second, like when you see the other family,
Yeah.
it was always the woman that's like, we should do it.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
though.
that's what I told Marina at the end of it. I'm like, the moral of the story is women are evil. And she's like, what?
I like that little snippet where he's using the box metaphor. He's going meta as fuck with it.
Yeah.
Like you're in a box into the ultimate box and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really cool little bit of dialogue there.
Yeah. Your house is a box. You drive to work in a box on wheels. He breaks it down. But
The foot scene.
yeah,
Whenever
right.
this is happening and the kids being all weird, I was like, yeah, this is Richard Kelly right here. Like the way it's shot. He does those shots really well. When they come in and sit down at the table,
that kid,
and the camera pulls down. Yeah, he was strange, wasn't he?
Like, he had that punchable face. They were like, dude, make yourself punchable. And he was like, got it, man. And fucking made that face. And I don't know. One thing I started thinking as well through this, just with that, just like not necessarily just that the boy character, but all of the really unsettling ones. They're just kind of just staring,
following
and it's reminiscent reminiscent of his other films too, like Frank the Bunny, like all that shit. This guy should totally what was that movie?
Invasion of Body Snatchers.
I totally got vibes from that.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Well, the way they acted reminded me of that movie. I was terrified of that movie when I was a kid, dude. The way the people acted, I just didn't like it. It was like, ooh, why are they acting like that? It's weird. No emotion.
None.
My original point, though. Richard Kelly, I would have liked to seen a Richard Kelly's rendition of Children of the Corn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That would be fucking nutty, right?
I think it'd be really good.
Yeah. He would definitely take
good,
it.
like.
Yeah. He does creepy good and how he holds on stuff, and it makes it that much worse,
There's some good shots.
Or Robert Eggers, man, because like you could do so much in a Children of the Corn movie with so little and not having to have the campiness of the old movie.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly. But I mean, aliens, right?
Yeah. I didn't remember that aliens were involved.
I did not remember that shit at all.
When it got to that, I mean, last time I saw the movie is when it came out.
Right.
I bought it from Blockbuster. It was for sale, in the cheap bin. I bought it.
Think about it. Don't you think Kelly probably was watching in his movie rotation? He had to have Season of the Witch in there.
Yeah, right.
I can see that. It gave me Season of the Witch vibes. You got the alien guy in town.
Yeah.
He's rounding fuckers up.
The 70s.
Yeah.
That 70s glow that everybody had on them.
Yeah.
Well shot, And are we ain't just going to skip over this accent choice, are we?
Oh, the Southern accent?
She should have just, if she would have done that, Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
I'm Richard Kelly. She's like, I was thinking about doing a little, and I'm like, just do your normal voice.
Yeah,
your husband doesn't have one.
Yeah.
Most of the other people in the town don't.
Yeah, you don't have
You
to
don't have to
be
do that because
from a small town.
No
nobody
antebellum
in
here.
Virginia sounds like that.
No, not to that
It
extreme, right?
was an interesting choice.
It was. It was.
I thought
But
about my foot 1,000 times more, but on my face.
yeah. Yeah.
I would never feel sorry for myself again.
The reason for the foot was kind of cool.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
They left the X-ray machine on.
Yeah.
They just burn her
It's
fucking shit off.
yeah. And it says here that the main characters were based on Richard Kelly's parents. His mother also suffered a crippled foot after an X-ray mishap. His father worked for NASA and co-designed the camera used on the Viking Mars landers.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is almost a biopic.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean,
And he's the
makes
kid,
sense.
Yeah, right. Yeah. 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 It's like, what?
What about those graphics?
Yeah.
The water effect. I was like, I don't know, the Abyss look better than this. Nah.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too. I was wondering if that was. So when you think about other CGI movies that came out around the time, we're way better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that was a stylistic choice, like to kind of feel otherworldly, like
Yeah, because
something
it
you
did look
can't
otherworldly.
explain.
It didn't look like anything
Yeah.
you'd seen.
Yeah.
So was it purgatory?
I
Nah,
mean,
man.
some people say that fucking life on Earth is purgatory. You're just passing through.
Well, like that, it was just strange. There were two doors, and it's like, well, what's on the other end? It's like, well, you already did something bad, so
Yeah.
you're gonna have to go back and
Yeah.
pony up. You already did the bad thing,
Yeah.
so you have to kill your wife. That's fucked up,
Yeah.
dude. When he shot her, that was all weird scene. Like,
Yeah.
Very dramatic
it was
death.
strange.
Yeah.
Well, the way she rocked back in slow mo,
Yeah.
it was like.
Yeah.
What I will say is like him and both of them really kind of captured how um a lot of married couples
Yeah.
interact in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because like they're back and forth and like how they treat each other and how they word to each other. Like it's kind of different than in your stereotypical like Hollywood film. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same way in like Donnie Darko. The way that the parents interact with one another is it's so real to life. You know what I mean?
Like,
Yeah.
I think this was the first on-screen couple that didn't have a falling out in the entire 2-hour runtime.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Actually,
Yeah.
talk the shit out like adults.
Yeah. And and the way that like I do enjoy how like because here like she pressed the button, right?
Yep.
Like he was like, let's think about this, let's talk about it, and she just kind of slaps it down. And he's just like, all right, well, it's been done. It is
Yeah.
what it is. And like the whole time all this shit's happening, like he doesn't blame her or freak
No.
out on her. You know what I mean? Like he just accepts it and rolls with it for what it is, And like, I mean, that's saying a lot about their relationship. Like, and it was one of those things that it was so like genuine, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
that it was believable. And like, because in this situation, if I'm sitting there with my wife and she presses the button out of nowhere, I'm like, bitch, what did you do? Like,
Yeah.
I would definitely freak out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This would be like, if we're going to press it, we're going to press it together,
Yeah.
but,
And then
and
you're also gonna be like, I've seen this movie, and
we're not,
yeah, put it back on the porch.
put it in the trash. Yeah, exactly. So I like how he takes it apart and there's nothing in it.
Yeah.
It's just empty.
They
It's
did
just an
that
empty
in
box.
the short.
Oh,
The
really?
button almost looked the same. The only thing that looked different was the actual button. It was the same box with the little lid on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Looked like something out of Doctor Who.
But he opened it, was like, it's there's nothing in here, She was like, give me that. And then he
Yeah.
threw it
I work
away
at
and she dug it
SpaceX.
out. She was just obsessed about it. Like, And then right at the last second,
Yeah.
pushed it.
Yeah.
Hit a lick with the box. What was
And
Brenna
it's
doing
just-
there?
I just realized something. But you haven't watched the short, Adam. Maybe there's an answer here for that. Did Cameron Diaz's performance remotely seem almost like it might have been homage to the chick in the episode? Because when I think of
Nah,
like the
'cause she
Twilight
hated
Zone,
her
I
life.
think of that over exaggerated acting, kind of. You know what I mean?
She didn't say much, and she was just kind of sour all the time and was fucking hated her life.
Oh,
Yeah.
just had
She was just sitting there
one of
smoking
those,
cigarettes and like pissed.
just a shit-eating look
Yeah,
the whole time.
resting bitch face.
Mm. Worst
Hated her
kind of
life,
bitch.
hated her husband. She was just like,
Yeah.
this is our only chance to ever get anything, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know. Sounds sketchy to me.
Yeah.
So the fucking guy, man.
Oh, he did a
What
great
was he?
job. He's
What
an
was
alien,
he?
wasn't he?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but like,
Dude,
was he
they
an
said it
alien?
when they
Was he
said how
a
it regenerated
spirit?
his
Was he
body.
a-
Why didn't it regenerate that side of his face? Was that to like see how people would react
Yeah, I think
with
so.
seeing him?
Yeah. Well, think about it. If he looked the way that he normally looks, like if that dude normally looks, then there would like, even if that was proposed to you at that in that time period
Yeah.
with a lot of shit, because like all the bad things that happened were fabricated by these people,
Yeah.
right? Like he didn't get the promotion.
Yeah, oh
She
yeah,
got
from
she
psychological. And I was
lost.
wondering at first. I was like, is it because they knew he was going to push the button? Was that a
Yeah,
test?
right. Yeah, yeah. But I think that if he would have like looked, if he didn't have the scar on his face, then I definitely think that that would have like made people a little bit more because he's got a very comforting voice.
Yeah,
He's got a very comforting demeanor about him. And if he didn't have the scar like that, then I think that, oh, it's fine.
oh yeah,
Everything's
this dude
even though,
he's a stand-up chap. Look at him.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was almost like
exactly.
making a deal with the devil the way he looked, man. Like
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that
that's what it
clean
felt like.
cut.
That
yeah.
Like, yeah.
And then
So,
like, oh, go ahead.
so well, the thing, something I'm having trouble. Maybe I just need clarity on it. So, at the beginning of the movie, we get like a title card, not a title card, but a, like a little the story so far type of thing,
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's like that little readout from a file where it's like, Arlington's character has come back, this, that, the other. He's developed a box. He's currently going to residences. Like,
yeah.
if everyone was in on it, like government, NASA, whatever, if they were in on all of that, then why did the two people have to go, like, away from everyone to discuss who the fuck he was?
Well, I don't,
It's like everybody's on a need-to-know basis. It's like
yeah.
chain of command.
And
Like,
like, I mean,
who knows what?
yeah.
Like all they
Well,
know is
not,
he's in
Yeah.
charge.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
compartmentalization is absolutely a tactic.
yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, and so the idea is like he gets struck by lightning while they're doing those tests, and that more or less like allows him to he becomes in contact with these things at that moment, right?
Yeah,
And kind of comes like their catalyst for this
their avatar, if you
test.
will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this avatar, like,
He's like, I'm just a vessel.
yeah, yeah. And like just the way that everything is set into motion and then also continues to be set into motion, like when they go to the library and like the doorways and all that kind of stuff. It's just like it's so fucking nuts, but it seems like it could legitimately happen. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Well, like the scene with him going to the quote unquote employee library,
yeah,
and as he goes past each little row of chairs, they all just quickly turn and face
Yeah.
him.
yeah,
Like that's so unsettling to
Well,
me.
those dudes that
Yeah.
followed him.
yeah,
And they never like
Come on.
sped up to catch him. They were just like watching everything he did and just
Yeah.
followed him. And it was like, that's fucking creepy, dude.
See,
Yeah.
Like, say something, you know?
I'm thinking they're all a hive mind to
Oh, yeah.
Stewart.
Yeah.
Well, they were talking
'Cause
about
I-
that. He couldn't, like, he could control them a little bit, but there was some reason he couldn't get into some part of the lobe
Yeah.
and control them,
Yeah.
like, completely. That's why some of them were running up and telling her, you know, like,
Yeah.
hey, don't trust your husband, don't, you know, all this shit. Nosebleed out.
He's right. That's what the frontal lobe hemorrhaging was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More or less making them vegetables, but they weren't completely detaching. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how insane! So, is it an alien invasion movie? Is it a day the Earth stood still type of thing where he's like, I'm going to pass judgment because fuck, I'm bored. You know, like.
I mean,
I
I don't.
mean, I guess it's just the fact that when a sci-fi movie like this can leave with questions, because I know
Yeah.
some people don't like their movies with questions at the end, but I mean, that to me that makes a good movie. That means you can chew on it for a minute.
Yeah. And I don't think it's as much invasion. I think it's more or less like like if anybody is watching our planet right now, they're definitely going to see that like these people are consumed by
Yeah. Greed and
buying and spending.
yeah.
Like,
I think it's man, it would be. I feel like if something's watching our planet right now, they're having a blast.
It's like we're probably entertainment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like imagine
I mean,
some tentacled thing in a ship right now, eating some like space popcorn, watching Hole in the Wall, that Japanese show where they have to line up to fit, like just like bizarre shit like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
So,
know.
and I don't, like I said, I don't really think it's an invasion movie as much as it's like, it's more or less like a psychological, like almost horror film if you think about it. Like, with how creepy it is and all that kind of shit. It just like that's what I would classify it as just a psychological thriller with
But it's like
like
it's two really interesting ideas
yeah,
that are thrown at you at the same time, and it's almost like you got to juggle which narrative you're wanting to follow the most. Like, do you want to go through the philosophical debate of okay, do the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, and does
right.
selfishness get in the way of that? Obviously,
Yeah.
it does, and that's why they're pressing the box. And then you got okay, who's this motherfucker, and what the hell is all this alien shit going on, and like, why are we getting breadcrumbs?
Yeah. That's all we need, man. The breadcrumb
easy.
trail. Yeah,
Little cum
bread
trail.
yeah, breadcrumb trail.
The other is what happens if the yeast get,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. So if they show up to your house with the
No.
box, you're not pressing it,
Mm-mm.
you're not about it.
Well, it's like
Uh,
at what cost? I mean, that's this will make you act because dude, like you said, they're like somebody shows up with a box, right? You push this, you get $1 million tax free. They're like, I'm fucking pushing it. It's like, yeah, but then what?
yeah.
Then what's gonna happen? Like, what does that put your name in the hat for something? Or
Does the guilt consume
I
you?
mean, I don't know about that for me, but because it's like I mean, people die all the time, dude, and you don't know how
Yeah.
they're dying. You don't even know if they're really dying.
Yeah.
It could just be a
Man,
test to see what kind of person you are.
I would, dude. I'd be like, man, cool offer.
What'd you say?
Like,
It blew out.
I was like, man,
Still out.
that's I would tell him, I'd be like, man, that's a cool offer. That's a pretty far out shit you're throwing at me here. And I'd grab a little bottle of water, I'd grab my cigarettes, and I'd sit down and be like, but I want to talk about your fucking face right now, man. Like, I'm more interested in that.
He's like, we ain't got time to discuss. He's busy, man. He's mad about town.
Yeah, but at this point, he's at the mercy of my like hospitality. So he's gonna have to,
Southern.
he's gonna have to come off what the fuck's with that face, dude.
I mean, she came off with the face thing, and he was just like,
Put your put
If
your
you think
foot on my
about it,
face.
if you think about it, at the end of the day, you still got walked away with $100.
Yeah, that's true. He's like a crispy new $100 bill.
For your troubles.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
you're walking around with $1 million and you still ain't grabbed that face.
I was over here thinking, well, now it ain't $1 million. It's 100 short. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so put
If
this
you
back
do
in
this,
there.
yeah.
One thing I also thought as well is when he pulled the briefcase out, opened it, he was like, here's the money. I'm like, that's not $1 million. That's
Nah,
nowhere
Yeah.
close.
they
Yeah.
always do that. Like in the other
Yeah.
one, it looked the same, and it was 200,000.
Yeah,
You
right.
know.
Yeah.
The paper's thinner, man. What can I say?
So here's another question though. Does he like what happens to him now, right?
Well, the kid
So
was staying there, and they were gonna haul him off, man. To them,
yeah.
he committed a
So
crime. He's going to jail.
right, but
Remember, well,
the NASA guy
remember he said it when dude holds him at gunpoint. Or her. He's like, kill me, that's fine. I'll just get reprogrammed and sent to someone else.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So like his fate really didn't matter, honestly. He would just either return to the source or reboot as somebody
Yeah,
different.
they'd
They'd be
do
like, well,
another one.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he didn't care.
I mean,
He's like,
yeah, fuck
oh,
it.
yeah.
YOLO.
Well, he did that in a way to where like this isn't the first time he's had to come as another person, you know?
Yeah.
And what's up with okay, so when it would cut to him in his lair, his super secret underwater hydro wind tunnel lair, uh, there's that device on the table and it's constantly changing, and you would see like US Central Command,
Yeah.
you would see those little identifiers slowly move across the map. And I thought that was cool how it moved, like it was just like a mosaic
Mm-hmm.
and it just like kind of self moved and whatnot. I was wondering what was that about because they never ever touched on that. They just showed us that he was watching some stuff.
Weren't
So
they
the
going to a
test
new
going.
location?
Yeah.
When they were
Yeah.
all those people that were going through that portal, they kept showing like a map, and it's like they were going to go from here to there, just like that.
Yeah.
The new location to set up. I don't know if that's
It
what
was
that was, but I remember they were talking about it.
it was a
Those
Stargate.
dude, I was gonna say that's what it just dawned on me. The effect visual for those things we were talking about, it looks like the same way they used to show that when the Stargate's active.
Discord keeps
Yeah,
clipping
right.
your mic out, man.
Oh,
It's like the gain's
yeah.
too high or something.
Me.
Like it's trying to cancel you.
Yeah.
Might have got turned
But
up on the back of it, but Stargate.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, the animation is this better?
yeah,
Okay.
so far.
So so I was just saying that the visual effects style of the portals up there when he's choosing which door to go through it looks like the same type of gel that's when the Stargate's
It
activated. Like they
does.
make
Yeah.
it look all watery, but not. Maybe it's Jello,
Yeah.
maybe it's ectoplasm. You
The
know?
pool.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
fucking just got on those steps and just went down. It looked
Yeah.
like one of those things like old people used to go up steps. He was just
No,
riding it. I was
right.
like, is he just gonna ride an escalator down into this shit? Like,
Whenever I saw that, my first thought was Tim Burton's music for when Penguin
oh
is
yeah,
dead and he's going into the fucking
yeah.
the
All the
penguins are
penguins
sending him
come
to the
out.
bear. Yeah.
Dude, how fucked up would that be though? Like, they're like, you can keep the money. You can keep the
I
money, and you don't
mean,
have to kill your wife, but your son's gonna be blind and deaf
yeah.
for the rest of his life.
God
God damn it! I'm like, bitch, I told you not to press that shit.
Yeah.
His favorite song will be One
Oh.
by Metallica.
What sucks though is that he,
Anyway,
he could see it for a little while, and he could talk and shit. So he's just constantly gonna be calling out for him. He don't know who's touching him, who's there.
Yeah. Who the fuck is that?
I mean, that would be fucking. I'd be terrified, dude. That'd be fucked
Yeah.
up. Like,
this is
Hella fucked up.
this movie is actually the prequel to Don't Breathe.
yeah, where he came from.
Well, nah, I mean he can hear now, but whatever, you know.
If they
He
kept
cut
the
him.
money,
He cut him
Yeah.
a
a
deal.
whole nother story.
I told my wife how I would how I would win this.
Oh yeah,
You think you'd outsmart the
you
dude?
get the money and leave.
No. I told her I was like, if we were in that situation at the end of the movie where it's like you got to fucking, I'm like, first of all, before we get into this discussion, do you want me to shoot you or what? And she's like, yeah, I want you to shoot me. I said, okay. In this situation where I have to shoot you, I'm going to tell the police that you were going crazy and you locked the kid
Yeah.
up. You know what I mean?
So I'm
Like,
gonna need to put the camera on right now. I'm gonna need you to do that.
yeah,
I'm
like
gonna need
act
proof.
crazy. Yeah. So that's what I told her. I was like, I'm not going to jail. Not over you pushing a fucking button.
Yeah, over some
Hell
damn
no. dude.
imaginary money.
Yeah, I'm not going back.
Yeah,
You know? You know what I
Never.
mean? Like, never going back, dude. So
It's just it's you doing a like an Instagram or a Twitter video where you're like, hey guys, just letting y'all know, going live later tonight. It's gonna be about 7:30. Hope to see you guys. And as like right in the middle of it, you just see her just hauling ass into view from the hallway and just like fucking like tackles you.
yeah. I mean, I already told her, man. I'm like, if we're ever in this situation and you press that button, you're the one
I
that
don't know,
fucking
man.
I
Like
mean, she's not gonna be able to defend herself, dude. She's dead.
That would make a
I
fucking
want to
awesome skit though. Like where the
Yeah,
guy
right.
the guy explains it. And he's like, and then he hands him the gun. There's one bullet in here. It's got to go through her heart when her soul leaves her body. Pow! Like, don't even let him finish. And he just stops. And he's like, okay.
He's
You
mouth
were saying?
agape. Yeah.
That part's done. Okay?
Yeah. Do I keep the money?
Have that whole
puts
scene
up-
where he shows up. You press the button, fucking. Then when he gets to that part, he just shoots her. And he's like, done.
Yeah.
Then Griff turns the gun on the guy, puts the barrel dead between the eyes, and as he's cocking the trigger back, he's like, now, your goddamn face, man.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's like I
Leave the
got struck
money.
by lightning. Yeah.
I think they got the kid. Oh, yeah. He said the money would be put in an account for the kid.
Yeah, and it would gain interest.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
What he's going to spend it on if he can't see, but.
He'd be one of them .com
Healthcare.
millionaires.
Well, he was going to get the money if
Either way.
well, they said that they would put the money in the account
Yeah.
if they kill the mom
Yeah.
because the dad's definitely going to jail.
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe not. I don't know. The NASA dudes will probably get him out somehow.
He might get like.
No, they let him go because he.
They put him in a car and they were taking him somewhere. I mean.
Yeah, but they took the cuffs off of him,
They
so they
did.
knew. Like to me, that signified he wasn't going to jail, but
And
Going
he wasn't
somewhere.
he wasn't having a normal life either
Nah.
though.
well, and think about it too. Like he failed his psych evaluation to become an astronaut,
Yeah.
so
What if-
like he could plead insanity.
Or what if he's getting hauled off and being programmed into becoming
hide
an
him out.
employee?
Yeah, I could see that.
'Cause
Or
remember
working with him.
well, they showed that sequence where they're all lined up going down the tunnel. Where
Yeah.
they're moving him to the next test. Like maybe that's where he's going, to the next test.
Yeah.
That
I could
whenever
see
he
that.
was walking up that thing, the guy with the scar, when
Yeah.
it's just him, it's just a wide shot of that room. I was like, that looks like it's at the Space and Rocket Center. Like,
I know, right? It might have been,
yeah,
dude.
that looks like the Tennessee Aquarium. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a movie I think that would absolutely benefit for a sequel or two. Like, there's more
Definitely keep it
story to be
going.
told. There's more story to be told, and you could keep it just as mysterious and vague, and still just kind of break off little bits of overarching plot.
Make a good TV show.
Yeah, that's what I was fixing to say. I
'Cause
think
then
it
you
would
could do a
work
bunch of
very
people.
well. Yeah.
Tie them
Oh,
all
yeah.
together.
Yeah, and that's kind of what they were doing,
Yeah.
more or less, you know. So,
Rita could be my babysitter anytime.
oh my God. You already know, dude. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a full. I enjoyed this when I went to the theaters and watched it. I enjoyed this every time I've watched it since. And this, I mean, I just enjoy it so because there's so much stuff happening, but it doesn't feel like it's
Nah.
too much shit happening. You know what I
These
mean?
Southland Tales, that's for sure. Yeah.
No, not at all. But it's, it's classic Kelly, man.
Yeah.
And it sucks that like he like hit it hard with Donnie Darko right out of the gate. And then, you know, it's like how do you follow up on something like that? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And everything that he's done since has been good. It hasn't been like Donnie Darko good. But it's been good though.
Yeah.
But people
Well,
just shit on this movie, dude.
people, regardless of what people think, I feel like it's a case of you have a director who can do cool shit. Like all of his movies, regardless of which one was better or worse, they're all cool movies.
Yeah.
Like they're cool ideas,
Yeah.
and that level of cool kind of rises and falls with the mainstream.
Yeah.
And I want him to keep. I want more shit from him. Like I hope he can stay to because I mean, I've grown to now that I've kind of since we've been doing this month with him, you can kind of get an idea of his style and what he goes for because
Yeah. His level
all of
of
his
weird.
movies have yeah,
He's almost
and
like a David Lynch, dude. He's got a style.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's one that I as a viewer I can appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But yeah, I'm giving it a full star. What do you guys think?
Yeah, dude, I'll give it a full star.
Yeah, I give it a full star as well. I think I think a lot of other stories that have come out since this movie's release, or since any of Richard Kelly's movies, um, I think that I'm starting to think that dude was a little bit ahead of his time.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Well, like
absolutely.
that Southland Tales, dude. That was
Yeah.
about 14 years
Yeah.
ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Well, just in terms of like the ideas that he
Yeah.
presents in his movies, that's stuff that that's coming out now, like
Yeah.
in mass
People weren't ready
product,
for it then.
yeah.
But he kind of started some of that.
Yeah.
Like there's
Oh,
people that are making
absolutely.
movies out of there.
Oh, I'm
Like Donnie
sure.
Darko's their fucking gospel.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure, man.
Like,
Yeah. I really wish that like, and maybe this will happen if he comes out with something new, but I really wish that people would go back and at least revisit
yeah.
Southland Tales and the box because of like what they bring to it, man. Because they bring great things
Yeah.
to it,
I'm gonna check out that other movie though. One's got Mickey Rourke in it.
Yeah. Domino?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I've
give that
seen
a
that.
spin.
Is that
Yeah.
the now when we say Domino, are we talking about the Keira Knightley bounty hunter
Yeah, Mickey
Domino?
Rourke, Keira
Yeah.
Knightley. Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good movie.
It's not bad at all,
Yeah,
dude.
I've never seen it. So when I saw it on the IMDb, I was like, I'm gonna check that out.
I haven't watched it in a long time, so if you want to throw it on,
I mean,
I'm just saying, man. Because I remember watching that when it came out and really, really
So
enjoying it.
that's Richard Kelly as well?
yeah.
He wrote it. Yeah.
Wow, because if I recall, it gave me like pseudo Guy Ritchie film
So he didn't
Yeah.
like
feels.
direct it. He just wrote
It
it.
No.
was
Okay.
it was very
He still
like
wrote it though.
very like just quick whips, getting just very
Yeah.
quick motion, a lot of shit happening in a short amount of time. Fucking let's just get bam, bam, bam,
High
plot point,
action.
plot
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. So the director was Tony Scott, who directed Beverly Hills Cop 2, Top Gun,
Makes sense.
Days of Thunder, Last Boy Scout, Crimson Tide, Enemy of the State, Spy Game, True Romance, Deja Vu.
Wow, dude,
So it,
those writers aren't around really much anymore.
yeah,
That do
right,
those kind of films,
Yeah, like
yeah,
Last Boy Scout. And,
like a total kill off. Like
yeah. So
I
I mean,
remember,
if y'all want to do that, I'm down.
I remember when Enemy of the State came out. That was like every fucking
Yeah, right.
the Will Smith being pursued by the government.
Yeah, I didn't do it.
yeah.
I didn't slap Chris Rock. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm about to slap somebody though.
that
yeah.
wasn't Will Smith. That was Bill Smith. Another
Yeah.
guy. It's easy to distinguish a W and a B from time to time, depending on how you talk.
Moon Knight.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, So I've got to rewatch this episode, but
Third identity confirmed.
I would say
how
so.
crazy. Yeah.
Like, we still don't know who it is, but we got a clear shot that was like, yep,
Another
there's something
coffin.
else in him.
Yeah.
Well, there
something
was
else in him, dude.
there's some scenes in the episode where he's out. I saw this on like heavy spoilers, but where he's out there walking around with the hat on, looking like, where did I find the guy that could take me to the tomb or whoever, you know?
Yeah.
Different voice, completely
Yeah.
different voice than the other two. Like a deeper, you know, like a fucking
Real short.
yeah,
Yeah, real
fast,
short.
like
Yeah.
he's man
Yeah.
about town.
Yeah, he ain't got time to fuck off.
And
you know?
it's in that scene, and then the one like where they're going to meet the guy on the horse.
Yeah.
So I'd messaged Adam about it, and I was telling Corey at work the other day. I read the article. He modeled Stephen Grant's character after Carl Pilkington.
No
That's
fucking
fucking
way.
awesome.
Yeah.
He said he watched the full run of Idiot Abroad and some of the Ricky. I think he got inspired by watching the Ricky Gervais show.
Some of the
And
podcasts they did.
So he just studied Pilkington and just pulled the mannerisms and demeanor that he wanted to out of him to kind of help shape Stephen. Because when you like, it makes me want. I'm paying more attention to Stephen now to try to see the Pilkington influence.
Yeah.
Honestly, off the top of your head, you're like, dude, that's exactly what he's been doing because he doesn't want to fucking do what Mark and them want to do. He hates everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Like, he's totally acting that way, you know?
Like when the guy was like, he's an avatar, and he's like the blue people, like the you know, he was just stupid shit, like
very ditzy shit.
But
so far so good, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Fucking Alexander the Great.
Oh yeah.
He's like,
this is little twist.
Yeah, he's like, this is Macedonian, and I'm like, ooh, who the fuck is this?
Who's that hippo goddess though? I want to know what that's all about.
I know who's doing the voice. Remember in the scene where the woman's telling him you got to put the stock up, do this, and he's like, oh, and he picks up a thing full of her, the hippo goddess. It's that woman doing the voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
they say her name too. I don't remember what it was.
It's to wear it.
Something like
that. Taweret. It's the Egyptian goddess of fertility and childbirth. The appearance of the hippo, but with the arms of a lion and the tail and legs of a crocodile.
So is she gonna help him get all his personalities in order?
She's probably going to be more condescending than anything, if I had to imagine.
The way they screamed at it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Dude, that opening scene of the I was like, what's this aspect ratio?
Yeah,
why does it look like this? Why am I feel like I'm watching the Mighty Boosh, you know?
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, that's where he got that. Well, that's what they're trying to make him think he got it from.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's going to be interesting, like how this is going to play out, because we've only got 2 episodes left.
Yeah.
So the reason why I'm wondering if that's how he gets he gets everything figured out is because usually that's what happens in stories where a character quote unquote dies or goes into some world in between worlds type of shit, like where he's at. Usually that's a moment where some sort of massive bit of introspection happens with the hero, and they kind of and his inner turmoil gets rectified, and then he's able to fucking go just let's go be punchy for the next like 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when they were when he was in that hospital scene, like he runs into Steven, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what if the other personality is in charge of this place? Like he's been keeping this shit together for him the entire time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because like somebody, like Steven goes out to work, Mark's fucking like robbing shit and fucking people up and being a complete badass. Somebody's got to like pay the rent.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? Like, and I know that sounds mundane, but like think about that, like day to day, like keeping his shit together enough to where like they can this human being can function somewhat
Somebody's
correctly.
got to
You
be
know,
responsible.
exactly. And like even in
What if
Split, there
that's
was that main personality that was basically controlling the majority of everything that was going on. Like, what if that's this? Like, there's one main personality that's not really in the light,
and
but
that's our third man, and he's like, and maybe that's where they're getting it wrong because when they switch and they're at that pavilion and Steven's in the glass talking to Mark,
yeah,
and he's like, I can't move, like I don't know how to, like how do I, and he's like, dude, it's gonna take every bit of your willpower just to talk to me.
yeah,
And I'm wondering if it's like because it's not because it's some sort of physical or mental strength, but because that other personality is legitimately hindering them both,
yeah,
since they're so polar opposite
Yeah.
that it only allows communication when it's necessary for like the physical survival of the fucking, of his body.
It made
yeah,
me picture him sitting in the chair. I'm going into the light to speak. Remember him
Yeah.
Split?
yeah, yeah,
Which something I don't think we've pointed out on the pod, but this show, like, that it's not a new concept of a character having a different personality, and when they look in the mirror, it's the other one like talking back to him and stuff. But this show seems to have gone out of its way to really show you like the personalities are everywhere. Like when he's looking down at the gun and the
Yeah.
reflections talking to him through the gun, like
Oh yeah.
just
yeah,
little stuff like that. And I think that's really cool.
It
Like
is.
that's
yeah.
different. That little extra attention to detail.
And I like how that's not that they didn't choose to use it as an internal struggle.
Mm-hmm.
You know how, like on Doom Patrol, right?
Hmm.
That they showed Crazy Jane's like internal
Yeah.
struggle with all of her different personalities, where they were all interacting and all this crazy shit's going on, and they're like they communicate behind the scenes, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how in this they kind of showed where unless there's something reflective or
Yeah.
where you could see yourself, those personalities aren't really interacting with one another all that much.
Mm-mm.
And I
Well,
do like
they
that.
only and they show you that it's only on a level where they're able to observe, but we're
Yes.
not really given a glimpse into what the headspace looks like, where the personalities are just there.
Yeah, yeah.
I agree, and I like that they've kept. That it hasn't went to like, oh, they're sitting in a room and it's all four of them being like, huh, what
Yeah.
are we doing now? Like I like that they've been like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a cool shot where he's looking in the coffin and there's the axe and there's like a golden thing. And he's
Yeah.
got like the look on his face, he's talking and like looking at it, and the other reflection, the dude's just sitting there looking back at him like,
Yeah.
listening. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
so
that's
many
cool.
extra
Like
little, like that goes to show you. I wonder how many shots were done to be able to pull those off
it may
like
have been why
that.
they only did 6 episodes
Yeah,
because that's a
right.
lot
Which
of.
what which what episode are we going to be on tomorrow? Is tomorrow the penultimate?
I think it's
It's
the fifth
5.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we got about roughly 90 minutes
you never know,
of
that last one
story
might be a
left.
little longer. Like
I mean, it'd be nice. It would. It'd be nice if they gave us a good full solid 50-minute or 60-minute hour. Or I mean, in a
Yeah.
perfect world, we'd get like we've had these episodes, but then the final episode is like, okay, this is Moon Knight's movie length,
Yeah.
like like almost a feature length.
You want to know something else that I think is very interesting about this series so far?
What's that?
We've had 4 episodes, but we've only had 2 real sequences with Moon Knight being there,
yeah,
and nobody said a goddamn thing about that. Nobody's been like, "We want
Yeah.
more actual Moon Knight." No, everybody is so invested in this
yeah,
character because well
right,
written, well acted, like that
Well,
nobody like you kind of forget he's a superhero.
yeah,
and I think to add to it is why I hope for the ending feature, because the one thing that I enjoyed several things about Cap and the Winter Soldier. It may not be the best of these Disney Plus series, but it brought some good things to the table. And one of them was how they treated the finale. Because
Yes.
when you watch the first several episodes, it's the struggle of all, the
Yeah.
plot and everything. And
Getting their
then
shit together.
that finale was a straight up Captain America movie from the minute opening credits hit to the end.
Yeah.
And I feel like they could do the same with this.
Mm-hmm. And I'm okay with that. And I would love to see. It's going to be so cool now that like you have the personalities established, and hopefully in the next episode it'll establish the third personality, and to see those three personalities swap in between being the hero, and then seeing them also interact with themselves, if that makes sense. Like the decision making that's actually happening while like you're seeing them interact, because like Steven's fucking super smart. He knows his shit. Mark is all punchy fighty.
Yeah.
You know, like they're the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Van Halen.
Well, dude, I can just hear him.
And what if that's his Professor Hulk moment that's like hiding out in that sarcophagus, or I mean, because I feel like the obvious like misdirection is to assume that that's Khonshu, but he can't do anything because he's in a fucking statue right now.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
Be funny, man. If they bust it open and another one steps out, you can just hear Steven all soft spoken, like, "Oh, there's another one," like like 'cause he just got used to this one.
Yeah,
and they're kind of coming together here. It's almost forcing them to.
Yeah.
All right, y'all got to work together.
brothers.
Like when they see each other and they hug, it's like, damn, you really excited to see him, ain't you? Like,
yeah, that was fucking awesome. I love that moment.
Well, you would have those moments where they're just completely polar opposite. Mark's like, I got to get us out of the situation. Steven's like, no, I'm not giving you the body. Blah 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 blah. But then there's those moments where shit happens, and they're like, "Yep, you're up."
He went,
okay.
take the body. When he hit him, take the body.
It's funny. And they've slowly shown us. They've slowly shown us that like it's happening back and forth. Like Mark's knowing when to give up and let Steven take the reins. Like whenever he's building the star map, and then he take the body when he gets his fucking ass beat, like y'all were talking about.
Yeah, the range on this actor, dude.
Yeah,
is incredible.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I mean, I thought we had him figured out. We knew who he was, what he could do.
Nah, dude.
From Ex Machina to Dune,
Star Wars,
and then he comes out with this. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, dude, this guy's managed to make his way into every single franchise. Like the only thing he hasn't shown up on yet, probably, is I think Star Trek.
Oh, he'll be there. Don't worry. He would be a perfect Bones if they decided to redo it,
Yeah.
But
man, fuck that nostalgia shit. Just make him a brand new captain.
Yeah. Oh, dude, could you imagine?
Even with Star Trek Discovery, man, they screwed the pooch by making characters related to OG characters. It's like, dude, just do a whole new story. Let everything with Kirk and all that shit be what it is. Reference it from time to time and be like, hey, we're fucking in the timeline. But let it just be a whole new captain doing the same shit Kirk was doing, but just fucking
with better graphics
in another sector of space. Yeah, an engine,
The fucking beard's got to come back if he's playing captain, though. That beard is so fucking nice.
A nice beard.
It's like a wombat beard, you know?
Sponsor.
But anyway, yeah.
He should play Jack Dorsey in a Twitter biopic.
Oh, we might be getting one of those pretty soon.
Yeah, right.
Is it going to be a thriller or a comedy,
He's like, I don't know. He's like...
You don't get 4 million followers without some of them being enemies. Sorry about that, guys. I got myself a neighborhood badass.
Y'all want to talk on some movie news here real quick?
Let's talk on it.
So I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with this, but Johnny Depp has been on trial.
Winning.
And like, goddamn, people are crazy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Grumpy but anyway. On his side of the bed.
Yeah,
that's what he called it.
A grumpy.
Yeah.
If somebody grumpy
on his bed.
Yeah, I know.
And he blamed it on the dogs, and he was like, "No, I've been around these dogs for a very long time. That was human feces,
Yeah. But the petition is gaining traction once again to replace Amber Heard in Aquaman 2. And there's more than 1.9 million signatures that have been added to the petition so far, and that number rises every single day.
Well,
And
in a world where
I'm
people get canceled for doing shit like this, shouldn't she be
Well,
canceled?
yeah,
well, no, dude, it's simpler than that. She just, dude, she shit the bed for real.
Yeah.
mhm,
I mean, they fired him for what she said, and now it's
yeah,
been proved that
Well,
it's not
now,
true.
like, look at the thumbnail for the link here.
mhm,
Like, that's what crazy looks like, guys.
yeah. I think I've dated
What
a
it
couple
smells
of
like
girls that were
too.
like that. Yeah, yeah. But
I'm gonna sign it again.
I mean, here's the thing, man. I don't even think they've started
That's
working.
fun. Just
I don't think that they've started
Oh.
filming Aquaman 2, so there's a chance that they could do that.
Well, they
You
rapped
know?
on it.
Did
I
they?
think so. I saw the pictures from the set.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
they
they
finished
rapped.
the film.
Oh,
They
so
just
they
don't.
have.
They're
Okay.
just not releasing it because of his that. I don't know if it's been resolved, but remember he was like, I'm not doing Aquaman 2 until this Hawaii shit gets figured out that he was a part of.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, they could go in there and just fucking
Oh
erase
yeah,
her from everything. You know what I mean? Like,
and you know they will.
yeah,
They
you
kind
know.
of have to.
Yeah. But I just think it's very interesting where, like, Johnny Depp on hearsay is out of fucking Fantastic Beasts. He's out of fucking Pirates of the Caribbean. He's out. He's out.
Now
Well, I
back into
mean,
Pirates.
not to. Well, I'm
Confirmed.
sorry. I mean, I hate to keep bringing the shit metaphor here, but this whole thing's kind of like a toilet, dude. You're on one side, then you're on the other, then you're back on the other side, and then finally everything's gone again.
Yeah. Well, it's wrapping up, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're
It's
wrapping
nearly.
this trial
The
up.
trial pretty
So
much admitted that they don't have anything. Dude, her
yeah,
lawyer fucking said something to a doctor about something, and the doctor started to answer, and the lawyer that asked the question said objection, and then he was like, "Oh, wait a minute, like it's like you trying to shut your own question down." He just didn't like the
yeah,
answer
yeah,
that he was gonna get. But I've been watching a lot of those clips of Depp of her talking, dude. He's calm, collected. The best
yeah,
one is when dude, he's real big buddies with Paul Bettany,
yeah.
and they were doing blow together. Like, really, dude, they were getting fucked up.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
mean,
a little ankles down, there's a little,
I would do some blow with Paul
get some
Bettany.
cocaine.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, hell yeah.
He's like,
Who doesn't
Because
do?
the ball, it's suddenly Paul Bettany going, we were we were 30 minutes out of New Hampshire
Yeah.
before the drugs kicked in.
Well, that's the thing, dude. Like, this is the closest you're ever gonna get to hanging out with fucking Hunter S. Thompson at this point.
yeah, right.
I'm doing all the drugs, whatever he's
Yeah.
got.
So, but we'll see the end of this, and we'll see if they actually do something about her role in Aquaman 2. I mean, I don't think that they will. She might not be in the third one, but
She's kind of
we'll
gonna have to
see.
be in the second one.
Yeah, yeah. So and they may kill her character off. Who the hell knows? Like anything
Yeah.
could happen. But anyway, Keith David said that he would voice the MCU's Beta Ray Bill in a New York Minute. So Keith David is one of
I
the
mean,
most
dude,
iconic voices in our lifetime, right?
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, that voice to me
I always hear gargoyles.
or Arbiter or fucking
Yep.
I didn't take it out for air. You remember that scene from fucking Requiem for a Dream? He's sitting on that couch, he pulls his dick out and he goes, I didn't take it out for air. And she's anyway. I would put him up there as our generation version of fucking oh goddamn.
Darth Vader.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't think of his
Because-
name
James
either.
Earl Jones.
That's it.
Yeah, James, yeah. Because his voice is so iconic.
Yeah.
And looking at the picture of Beta Ray Bill, that voice matches that character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, it does anyway. So I would love to see it. So what happened was somebody tweeted and said, "Hey, I'm Keith David. If Marvel wanted to cast Better A. Bill in the MCU as CGI character, would you consider voicing him if asked?" And he said, "In a New York minute." Now let's see how old Keith David is, because I think that he could still be mocapped.
Oh yeah, they would do that.
So he's 65 years old. He's 6'2".
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah. Grew up in Harlem. So, but yeah, I mean, if they pull him over, I would love to see that. And that's not like saying that it's going to happen or anything. I just love that guy so much, and
Yeah.
I really do like that character a lot, that it's kind of a no-brainer. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Next up, Stephen King's Salem's Lot reboot confirmed for theatrical release this fall.
Get the
So,
fuck out of here.
yeah. So
Like,
King fans are yet to see any footage of the latest adaptation of Salem's Lot. The movie has landed itself a release date of September the 9th exclusively in cinemas and not on HBO Max as originally expected.
like,
According to go ahead.
I was just saying, man, do we really need a Salem's Lot reboot?
You get
I'd
one.
like I'd like to see one. I don't know who's in it or who's doing it, but hopefully.
Stephen King has so many other stories that have never been adapted.
Oh yeah, I mean I
And
agree.
I mean, it was what it was. I'm not going to talk about that other movie that came out a couple years ago.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know. It always seems like that little cluster of adaptations that happened in the '80s and early '90s just kept getting remade, and they're just like, yep, that's all the Stephen King we need.
Yeah, because I mean, they were talking at one time about remaking Christine and Silver Bullet, and like there's several of them that. But here's what I would like to see, and let me know what your thoughts on this, Trav. So, like, why can't we get like a Stephen King Power Hour? Right now, hear me out. That's the working title. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they take like they could do a full season and revolve around one specific story, right? One specific novel. Or they could do an anthology type thing where an entire season is adapting short stories, or and
Well, if you recall, they've already done that for a couple of his books, particularly Nightmares and Dreamscapes. They made an entire
yeah, on
and
sci-fi
then
maybe?
yeah, I mean the quality wasn't amazing, but there were still solid episodes. There were still good stories,
Yeah.
and I think that I agree. I think that they should look into adapting more of Stephen King's short fiction as well as Clive Barker's.
Yeah.
Because the two things that the one thing that those two authors have in common, in my opinion, is that they pack such a punch in their short stories, far far more like to the point and just overall good like storytelling in terms of them having to fill out a whole fucking novel.
Yeah. So
Some of my favorite stories by those authors are their short stories.
right. And I mean, think about it, man. If you decided to like they did um um The Stand, right? They did it as one season, it was done, right?
Yeah.
Whether you loved it or you hated it, you got one season out of it. And then imagine how many, like, because if you do an anthology type series for a couple of seasons, adapting some of these short stories that are one, maybe even two parters, depending on the thickness of it, the girth of the writing.
Mm-hmm.
See
Well,
how I
see,
work that in there?
I feel like it would be hard for them. I feel like it would be hard for them to take like Night Shift for example.
Yeah.
Really great collection of stories. It's got um, it's got probably one of my favorite ones, which is called "I'm the Doorway." There's no reason for that to be drug out into a season, man. That could be that could be masterfully told in a 40 to 50 minute running time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that like they could adapt the book, give a different author, kind of go Masters of Horror with it.
Hmm.
Take the stories, assign them to a writing and a directing team, And if one story happens to need 2 episodes, then make it a two-parter, like you were saying. Instead of a 2-part season of thing, just let it be 2 episodes, like blah 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 part 1, blah 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 part 2.
Yeah.
And do that. And I think they could do that with a lot of it. Not necessarily just Night Shift. They could do it with Everything's Eventual. Like there's so many good little,
Yeah.
good thing. And like they could, if they took Everything's Eventual and adapted all of those stories, they could even reboot. Theoretically, they could reboot the Dark Tower with that, because it would incorporate a part of the story where Roland is still in the desert chasing Walter, but he comes up upon this like little village that's occupied by vampires. The story is called The Little Sisters of Illyria,
Yeah.
and it's a cool little just one-off adventure that deals with the gunslinger. But they could do that and completely rework the character, rework all of it, and go from there. Show like they could use that story as a pitch.
To garner interest.
Yeah, like they absolutely could, because the whole thing with the story happens, but as the final act in the story happens, and the climax and everything, whenever everything's winding down and it's about getting close to the title credits, you could have the full exposition of like, okay, he survived this event, the tower still, like, and here's my thing, in that short story, now bear with me, go hardcore, almost Robert Eggers atmosphere, um large wide shots of like the desert where they're at, but have this thing like, okay, now you just do the mental gymnastics with me if you guys will. Okay, in Halo, there are moments throughout that game where at any given moment when you're panning the camera around, you see the world go off and the ring world start to bend up into the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
You can see where, like, and it's insane looking. It looks awesome. Well, you could have it to where at certain moments you see the silhouette of the Dark Tower in the distance. Like almost like Mirage like. It's there but it's not. But that's the direction Roland needs to be going. But this shit's fucking with him,
Yeah.
I don't know. Just I mean, I could sit and fucking spin the yarn on that all night, but just yeah, just all of King's short fiction like that, and with Clive Barker as well. And I know they've tried it several times with the Books of Blood, but if they tried not to make everything a 90-minute feature, because some of those stories don't need to be that. It doesn't need to be packed with extra chuffa. Like they could do that. They could have completely. I think they could have completely saved Hellraiser
Yeah.
instead of. But I feel like that's just a bad case of just late 80s and 90s. Just I need to make money, so I'm selling the rights to my shit like it's going out of style, and studio companies being like, yeah, well, we have the rights to your IPs, so we're just gonna do whatever the fuck we want, even though we have no care or any kind of respect for your work at all, sir.
Right.
I did
Because they
see.
could.
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
I did see one thing there where the guy that wrote the screenplay for It 1 and It 2 will be writing and directing the movie,
Okay.
so that's kind of
Oh,
cool.
for Salem's Lot.
Yeah, the guy that just did the screenplays for It
Well,
1,
I
not the
mean, dude,
director,
the
but this will be
It
his like
remakes weren't
second
bad.
movie. Yeah, but he's gonna write it and direct it. And he's only
When
got
you
like
can
one
get
other directing credit. I didn't even. It's something I'd never heard of. I don't
when
have
a
it pulled up.
when you can get past when you can look at it as just a movie, some of Stephen King stuff, some of the Stephen King movies are great. But I know a lot of King readers out there have a hard time, and I guess with any kind of medium that's beloved by any kind of fandom, it's hard to remove that expectation from it.
Yeah.
So who knows? But yeah,
So we've got that coming up, and like I said, I'm interested to check it out and see what's going to go down with it. I'm for it just because.
Mhm.
But next up here, Netflix scraps plans for Bright 2 starring Will Smith. So Netflix has reportedly abandoned plans to develop a sequel to their 2017 urban fantasy action movie, Bright. The sequel is due to be led by Academy Award winner Smith, who has unfortunately been the subject of many headlines due to slapping comedian Chris Rock at the recent 94th Academy Awards. Reports, however, state that the cancellation of Bright 2 did not come as a result of Smith's behavior at the event. So it will no longer happen at Netflix, comes courtesy of Bloomberg reporter Lucas Shaw, who has revealed that a planned nature series from National Geographic, which would have been hosted by Will Smith, has now been put on the back burner. Nat Geo has delayed the start of production on its big Will Smith show following the slap, the slap, but it's still happening. Netflix has also abandoned plans to make a sequel to Bright, but that is unrelated to the incident. So, directed by David Ayer and written by the now infamous Max Landis, Bright takes place in an alternate present day. We already know we watched it. But yeah, Bright's not gonna happen. I mean, it may eventually, but as of right now, it's not gonna happen.
I like how they said it's unrelated to the incident. It's like I think they're blaming Putin this time around.
Yeah,
It's his fault.
I mean, you know
We're
how
gonna
it
film
is.
in the Ukraine.
Yeah, well, But next up, Liam Neeson would be interested in returning for a Darkman Legacy sequel. We talked about this.
Yeah, watched the movie
So
not too long ago.
Yeah. So action superstar and Academy Award nominated actor Liam Neeson would be very interested in returning as the gothic superhero Darkman in a sequel. Maybe. Speaking with comicbook.com, Neeson, who will star in the action thriller Memory, stated that he would be keen to see how the story of the disfigured crime fighter could be continued in a potential Darkman follow up. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I would be very interested in reading the script. Very. While Neeson's mouth says yes, his eyes suggest something slightly different in the interview. What a weird observation. Though he would undoubtedly be genuinely interested in reading a script for a Darkman Legacy sequel, Neeson shoots a look that suggests he would simply be amazed should such a project ever come to fruition. I think they should do it, man.
Where did Travis go?
His fucking internet shit out.
Oh.
I don't
just
know.
realized he wasn't there when I looked over.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I read it the same way. That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Have a particular set of skills. I'd watch it.
Dude, I would love to.
Okay.
I would love to. Next up, we have our final bit of news here. Andy Serkis is finally directing the animated adaptation of George Orwell's Animal Farm.
Right on.
So Andy Serkis is now finally working on his animated adaptation of the Animal Farm. As per a report by Deadline, work is now underway on Animal Farm, which will see Serkis step behind the camera once again for the adaptation for Anaventure and his company, the Imaginarium. Wow, nice name. Production has taken place in Cinesite at Cinesite in London, which specializes in visual effects for film and television, as well as feature animation, and is now celebrating its 30th anniversary. So Serkis will work from a screenplay written by Nicholas Stoller, best known for Captain Underpants, the first epic movie, and both The Muppets and The Muppets Most Wanted. Animal Farm was initially set for release on Netflix, but it is unknown at this time whether that is still the case. Andy Serkis will produce the project alongside Adam Nagel, Dave Rosenbaum, and Imaginarium's Jonathan Cavendish. So, did you guys read Animal Farm?
Oh yeah, in high school.
Yeah. So, was Animal Farm not a very
I think
dreary?
it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah,
very
like
bleak.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
like
not a happy ending.
no, not at all.
And
Like and
fucking
that
all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others.
yeah, yeah. And then yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So and like are they gonna lose the point of what that story was
By
with
having the
because
Captain Underpants guy direct
yeah,
it,
exactly.
possibly,
Like
or write it.
yeah, that's what I'm afraid of
Yeah.
because a lot of people in school did not like Animal Farm. I loved Animal Farm. I thought that it was incredible because like for it being written at that time because it was written in what
It's
1947
like
or something like
75
that.
years old.
1945. So for George Orwell to have that like the way that he was able to do what is commonplace now.
Yeah.
Let's put animals in the place of humans, but give them human you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like and then the animals become the human like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's just fucking genius, man. And I love the novel because of that. I really hope they don't fuck this up, man, because like if they spin it as like this
Yeah.
made for kids,
Hmm.
oh, this is Animal Farm. Like, no, dude. It needs to end in the same way that it ended in the novel. It needs
Yeah.
to be so fucking down and so bleak that it makes you question your entire existence.
Yeah. I don't know about that writer.
I mean, we've seen people go from writing stuff like that to writing some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, that guy wrote that? Holy shit." So that I'm holding out hope, but I really hope they capture and it being animated is fine. Like I'm okay with
Yeah.
that because it makes sense. You know, it's animals talking to one another and then like
Definitely be a lot easier to do that.
yeah, exactly. So I really hope that they take it the Orwell route, you know?
Uh-huh.
The Orwell route. But anyway, that's all that I saw on the news.
I'm gonna get my trailer station.
Yeah.
I saw 2 sequels today that are happening. Afterlife,
Oh,
they're
really?
moving forward with a sequel, and Batman.
Fuck yeah, dude. So we're getting some more Battinson.
Yeah, a lot more.
Confirmed.
They're gonna give
Can
you
you
all the
have too
Battinson.
much? Can you have too much Pattinson?
I could even take a little less. Less is more, you know?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm I'm with it, you know. But that's exciting. And do y'all want to go ahead and start making fucking predictions for the villain?
And Batman,
Yeah.
who you think?
I don't think it's going to be Joker. I think that Joker will be there
Yeah,
and he might turn out to be the quote unquote main
the
villain, but I
mastermind?
think yeah, but I think that people are going to be fucking with him like other villains are going to be fucking with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um I mean, I could see them do something like Bane maybe,
Mhm.
but I would really like to see them do like a good Poison Ivy,
Mhm.
I think, or Clayface. Like, I think that there's several villains. The Mad Hatter would be kind of cool. I don't think they'll go that far with it.
Well,
I
like
don't even know if they
Victor
can.
Zsasz would be pretty good too.
Dude, that would be so fucked up. That would be a fucked up movie if they, you know what I mean?
Well, I
And
mean, they what just with the idea that they established in the Batman that Riddler was inspired by him and thought he was doing the same thing, it would I would feel like the nature of Gotham or the trajectory would be a lot of these heroes are people that thought they were going to be Batman or like thought they were doing good and just showing how that just spirals
yeah,
into just chaos.
but
Because the way the first movie's set up is that a lot of the a lot of the very classic rogues gallery they've already been met and dealt with.
yeah,
So some of these more out there fringe villains would be, I think, the proper route to go, because it would be those things where, you know, and you could weave it into classic Batman stories too, which is just
Yeah.
he's got somebody in Arkham, they get the fuck out and run amok for a while, Batman's got to rein him back in. Well, have him pursuing someone like Zaz or the Calendar Man or any of those crazy motherfuckers, and be
Yeah.
like,
Crazy
okay,
Quilt.
well they've recruited so and so, and it's like, oh, well, because the audience is like, oh fuck, they've got them, like
Yeah.
use that knowledge and that pop culture reference to be able to, like, have it where people, I don't know, play on the audience's knowledge of the character now.
Yeah. Before we get into trailers though, let me ask you this real quick. So with the way that the Batman played out, where they're going to have a new district attorney, they're obviously going to bring Dent in, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that they are going to refrain from doing the Two-Face thing during Pattinson's
Here's
run?
If they do Two-Face, I would really like for them to do. I would really love almost a complete adaptation of Batman the Animated Series story on Two-Face.
Yeah.
Like, have the accident happen, have it fuck his face up, but have him skin graft
Yeah.
to where he still looks just like normal Harvey Dent. Well, kind of have it start to, fuck with him and everything and all that. By the end of the movie, we get torn, ripped up, ugly looking, like we get Two-Face in the final form. But throughout most of the story, have it being, Dent trying to do the right thing, but Two-Face is fucking with him in his head.
Yeah.
And every now
Psychological.
and then, yeah, every now and then some shit will happen with Batman, and then, you know, he'll be like, Harvey Dent, where the fuck were you? Or where, have that kind of shit playing where you're like, we know what's going on. The audience is aware,
Yeah.
and make those traps work. And then that's how it works good in storytelling. But have that going on, and, you know, let play in as a twist for normal audiences, have it where, he deals with the main bad guy, but then by the end, it's like he's got to shift focus and put Two Face back in prison or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, Batman 2 confirmed. But I'm ready for trailers, man. I'm ready for this first trailer.
Yeah.
A fuck ton. I'm so ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Trying to see what this smell like.
This fucking dude, you know?
Oh, creepy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This was a really good story.
Too real. Hell yeah.
I can't fucking wait to watch that shit, dude. It looks fucking great.
I remember reading it. I downloaded Joe Hill's 21st Century Ghosts.
Yeah,
Once again, to circle back to what we were talking about earlier, guys, short fiction packs a way better punch. This is based off of a short story from Joe Hill, and I mean it's a damn good one. I'll leave it at that.
I can't wait to see it. And Ethan Hawke, dude.
Big
I
yeah.
mean, I've been enjoying his dabbling in villainy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real, right? All right, we got the Essex Serpent.
Comments are off. Okay.
TV can see why.
3, 2, 1, play. Oh, what's his dick in it? Loki.
What's
It'll
his dick
stink.
in it?
Did you say it'll
What's his
stink?
dick?
Yeah, dude. Some research.
We're out in the marshlands. Oh God. So she's on to something, and all the town is like, "You stupid woman!"
Yeah, they're
And
like, "You're
she's
just a
like,
woman."
"I'll show you. I'll show you by the teats of me bosom."
Oh, she's a witch. Mm-hmm.
You're trying not to think about sex, but we're always trying to get you to think about sex.
NXX.
Sex.
Oh. Oh, she's a lesbian.
God damn it, woman! This is the He-Man
ate
Woman
the
Hating
fruit.
Club. Why are you here?
She's banging everybody.
She's fucking everybody,
Yeah,
dude.
this is Satan's
Goddamn.
alley.
Yeah.
That'd have been a better name. He's supposed to be a priest.
We've got to screw ourselves into the faith.
All right.
By the teats of me bosom. Oh, goddamn, dude.
That got away from the serpent really fast.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they started referencing another one, dude.
Yeah, right. The most holy serpent.
Yeah, the trouser snake.
All right, we got fucking old goofy ass in an A24 film over here. Oh, fucking Skeet.
You don't normally see him in A24 films. That's why I had to see what this is about.
Yeah, I'm genuinely interested in this.
Pete Black Eyes Davidson.
All right.
He always looks like he just got the shit beat out of
He
him,
does.
dude.
It's like he just woke up from a heroin overdose. He looks like.
Or-
All right, I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. I mean, they did direct the Bling Ring and
Yeah.
Spring Breakers, so. What's that game?
Dude, you got the new John and Paul record? Fuck yeah. It's Clue with trap music.
Xanax, do you want one? I wouldn't mind watching all of them die, though.
Yeah.
This is strange. Okay.
I mean, I kind of want to watch it just to see what the fuck is going on.
He fucks.
I guess. I guess, dude. Matthew McConaughey in Dallas Buyers Club looks better than him
Yeah.
at any moment I see him. You know what I
He
mean?
fucks too.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Cryo. I like this fucking thumbnail here. It looks like something ripped straight out of the 80s, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm
Let's see if this
DTP.
fucks. 3, 2, 1, play.
From the
Not the way you
teats of
think it
Medusa.
does.
Not that kind of sissy. Oh, like a cryo chamber. Okay.
That bitch look cold. The 5th of November?
The cryo treason and plot. I know of no reason why we be a freezing. Like, oh God. Are they time jumping in the cryo chambers? I didn't expect it to work this good. We're 300 years in the future. Nowhere to go but cryo.
They're probably lying to him like it's perfectly fine outside.
Yeah. Well, they said it was an experiment, so like the first time cryos ever existed, or Pete Davidson's there.
Busted.
So you thought you fucking live forever, right?
His fucking lip to gum proportion is all
Yeah,
off,
teeth,
dude.
everything.
Yeah,
His
dude.
face is all off.
Yeah. He looks like a fucking, you know how they would exaggerate people in like those Bugs Bunny cartoons?
Yeah.
That's
No,
what Pete Davidson looks like.
dude. They need to give him cut 2 eye holes and a fucking beanie and pull it over his face, and he's the fucking right hand man of Fat Albert.
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
Bugs.
All right, I'm ready for monstrous.
Y'all remember we got like a teaser for this.
Christina Ricci?
Christina Ricci round.
Mm,
We got a teaser, but now we got a trailer.
let's fucking do it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. It's like a Tim Burton thumbnail.
Yeah.
WandaVision.
Yeah.
She's the
Her
ultimate
performance
Karen.
in her
Mm.
her performance in Yellow Jackets is very good though.
She's so hot. I don't know what it is. Damn.
Ooh. Restraining order. Mm-hmm. About to get that swamp thing. It's Pete Davidson. He comes out.
He comes
Oh,
crawling
fuck.
out, protect. He's like,
Yeah.
fuck. And he comes out going, fuck the green.
This is your home.
You never left.
I think it's her. Swamp Thing, dude.
It's the manifestation of
It's all
her
gray.
mother.
Oh,
Of
that's
her
out on Black
motherly
Lake, dude.
ways. Oh God, it is
Get
all
fucking away
gray.
from that.
When it showed his face, he
Yeah.
goes, I got a mangina.
Like, dude, the first crazy night, you just leave, right? You don't
Yeah.
stick around.
You
I
get the
mean,
fuck
dude,
out.
the first crazy few minutes you leave.
Yeah.
Like why do you stick around to see if that shit pans out?
Oh, you live out there on Black Lake, do you? Black what?
Hmm.
Good thing for Jack drinks. Simple, honest fisherman's drink. 2 maggot ciders.
Flux Gourmet.
Capacitor.
Oh,
But yeah.
I'm fucking ready to roll, man.
3, 2, 1, play.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Working on some new shapes,
Is
new sounds.
this the sequel to the Neon Demon?
Oh, in fabric, dude. Definitely gonna be weird.
I do like how it's shot though.
Yeah. What the fuck is happening?
This movie's too fucking hip for me. Dude, I wonder if she's covered in human shit in these photos.
Okay.
They really wanted to go for our house, man. They
Oh,
really
they really
did.
went for it. Yeah.
I don't fucking understand.
You would have to be Andy Warhol to fucking understand that trailer, dude. You know what I mean?
I mean, we're definitely.
And even he
podlocking
would just
on
lie and be like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's fucking deep." It's like, is it?
it. Jesus.
All right.
Night Sky. It's
Onward.
got JK. Sissy Spec. JK.
Not that kind
Fuck
of
yeah.
3, 2, 1, play.
I didn't know she was still doing stuff.
Oh,
Mm.
it's a coal miner's daughter, dude.
She got old, yeah.
He's flunking. Huh?
What?
Heroin.
I think you're hiding something in that shed.
There's something in the shed.
I made funfetti pancakes for breakfast.
The new Alf remake looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, right.
It's because him go,
I really want to eat that cat.
I'll
Damn.
give it, if it didn't have J.K. Simmons in it,
Yeah.
I'd probably gloss right over it, man. I'd probably give the pilot a watch, but I don't think I'd give a fuck.
It doesn't look bad.
But it looks like it could easily trail into that pretentious, who are you? Who am I? Who are we? Condensation. Like, like that. You know what I'm getting at.
The deeds of me bosom.
Oh God, is this Machine Gun Smelly over here?
we got Megan Fox, Machine Gun Kelly, and Pete Davidson in a comedy. He fucks,
Oh
dude.
God, dude. I mean,
This comment, it looks so bad it becomes it becomes masterpiece in its own way.
Machine
Okay.
Gun Smelly. All right, guys, let's do this. 3, 2, 1, play. London Clash. Ooh, that was Gator. This ain't the career move, dog. Dennis Rodman. It's people, man. There's a lot going on there.
We've got to do that on the pod, man. We've got to. We're
Oh,
doing ourselves a disservice by not doing it on the pod.
it looks like a silly goose time. It had everybody in it.
Yeah. Dennis Rodman.
Came out of retirement. Like,
Yeah.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Dennis Rodman was like, somebody wants me in a movie?
Bet.
What's this movie?
Hell, I'm still relevant. Damn.
Machine Gun Smelly.
A.K. Tolstoy's. I felt like somebody like fucking trying to say Toy Story with a mouthful of marbles.
When did you
read
Tolstoy?
Taste of blood.
All right.
Smells like copper.
Let's see what it do. 3, 2, 1, play. I don't have a lot of faith in it. When did you read Tolstoy?
I like that setting there, the scenery.
Oh shit! Run!
I am Nosferatu.
Oh, is he gonna be our Helsing metaphor?
I think so.
Here's the way I see it, man. If you're gonna go out at night, that's all you. I'm staying
Yeah.
inside. Could just stay home.
This seems like a movie where, like, in the middle of it. Oh, I see what they did there. They used the same font as Dracula. Anyway, it looks like the kind of movie that after the first 30 and the last 30, or like in the middle part, is boring as fuck.
It's a lot of him explaining. I come here as a kid. They said no,
I want
Barlow.
I want to love you, but I want to love blood more.
So it was written in 1839 in French and originally entitled, I'm not even going to try. Wrote it.
Shara.
Tolstoy wrote it on a trip to France from Frankfurt, where he was attached to the Russian embassy. It was translated into Russian as whatever published the first time in the Russian Messenger. The original French text appeared in print in 1950. So it says that a young French diplomat finds himself in a small Siberian village in the house of an old peasant named Gorcha. The host is absent. He left the house 10 days ago along with some other men to hunt for a Turk outlaw, Alabek. Upon leaving, he told his sons, George, Pierre, they should wait for him for 10 days sharp, and should he come a minute later, kill him by driving a stake through his heart, for then he'd not be a man, but a Vordelok. Okay.
He just made that word up, didn't he?
Well, Vordelok means vampire in something.
Oh. Vampire sounds cooler.
So the family of the Vordelok is the family of the vampire.
Oh, okay.
It's actually pronounced Vordelok.
Yeah.
But you know.
What I want to see is he's like, we have to kill him before he kills us. And he opens the door and he's like, shut the fuck up, goddamn it. It's fucking Eddie Murphy.
I'll allow
Vampire
it.
Brooklyn. God damn it. Underrated movie.
Yeah. But yeah. We got what? Donnie Darko next week?
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty excited. It's been a while since I've watched it.
I think I'm ready again though.
20 hours. Something minutes. That's when the world's gonna end.
I used to know what it was. It was 28, 32, 12, 6. Is that it? Let's see. Let's see. 28, 6, 42, 12. I was close. I was close. But yeah,
Indeed
Donnie
it
Darko
is.
next week. Yeah, we got the 5th episode of Moon Knight, and then we'll go from there.
The checks in
There's
the
some
mail.